So, good morning.
Holy cow. I'm
I know. I was like, it's either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it day.
It's
gonna
so
say
cute.
I'm gonna say Grease Lightning. That's what I'm gonna say right there.
So
What was
I
her
don't
What
know.
was her name with the? She had
Pinky.
that same pink hair. Mm-mm.
I don't
Beauty
know.
school dropout.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
I almost said you look like a lesbian. I don't know if that's an appropriate thing to say or
it's
not.
a pixie cut. So you either love them or you hate them, and it's pink. So it's bold, bold and brass, bold
I
and
Good
brass.
mean,
color.
if you don't mind looking 80, it's fine. So
Well, I want to keep up with you, so I got to do my best to reach that playing field. So, good morning. We are glad that you're with us. Give us a shout out. Let us know that you are there. I don't know if you guys saw all of the comments that were coming in already on this one, but we'll kind of maybe introduce the topic and then get going because I think we could talk about this for hours depending upon where it goes. But um, if you are on YouTube or Facebook page or whatever, this is D single. I'm not handling messages anymore, so
I hate it here.
contact D directly. So, yesterday, this is how the topic came up. So yesterday, I was getting ready and I heard the Taylor Swift song "If I Was a Man." Haven't heard that song in a while, right? And I was like, wonder how different things would be. Now, this isn't about like someone had put in the comment something about transgender or other. That's not what we're talking about. It's just like if you were you, but you were a guy, or if you were you and you're a girl, the opposite of what you are now, how different do you think things would be, or what do you think would be an advantage or a disadvantage?
So I have questions.
what does this have to do with D being single?
Oh, that was last night. We posted a picture and I said that she's single, and I've just got hit up with messages all over asking a guy in Italy.
Oh,
People
Okay.
everywhere. I mean, everywhere. So I'm just like, I can't answer all those messages. So
Fly
don't
ya.
They
send
should
me
they
all
should
the
send them to me because no one can have D without going through me.
I was gonna
Mhm.
say, Chip, if he's in
Wow.
Italy, I'm putting in my resignation right now.
I will be screening candidates, and I am like father that you do not want to meet. And D
well,
will not be going out with anyone who I don't approve of.
I'm going to remove myself from the dating pool because I was her wingman and I did really well to get him in, and now I'm like I'm tapped out already. So I was like, no, it's all you. That has nothing
Sarah
to
is
do.
a terrible judge of character, so we will not let her be anybody's
Right.
wingman.
You'll end up in a van.
Oh, that is so not true.
In a
So
panel
not.
van, no windows. We're all
Eh,
good.
Now that
I
is
mean,
one
my
thing.
standards
I
are
was a
pretty low.
man.
That's probably fine.
Oh, D, I wasn't setting the bar high, D. I was just making sure they weren't like registered sex offenders or like.
The bar is still really low. We're just making sure that the expectations.
I just want to make sure you don't end up chained up in a basement. That's all. So, and you
That
might
could be
enjoy
a-
that. So
yeah,
you know,
could be a thing.
I have to make sure it's on the right level.
right.
So.
Yeah,
It could be your thing.
50 Shades of Grey. You'd be right.
Well, so that's a whole reason of being a guy, and like how many times do you walk by a van and you're worried about being pulled into a van? Probably never as a guy. Or if you're me, you're never worried about that either.
Oddly enough, the picture of the van I sent you was parked out in front of my house yesterday.
So you're a little worried.
No.
They didn't have
Wasn't worried at
tacos
all,
on the
but-
side, free tacos on the side.
You're
So
worried about the children walking by.
I like the little ladder. I think that was very helpful because I'm short. So I appreciate the extra little step up.
It was
So-
a ladder to nowhere.
To the roof.
Well, they must put stuff on the top, but I don't know. The other thing I thought about, so there's a whole safety thing we can talk about, man versus woman, and maybe that's not true. Maybe everybody feels, vulnerable, but I was thinking all the heavy stuff that I could lift. Because I mean, I'm not weak, but there are just some things. I'm short and I don't have like body strength above a certain point. Like there's nothing there.
Like
So
all your
I would
suitcases.
assume if I was a man, I'd be taller. Like who?
Like all your suitcases.
I carried all those, but thank you for the help.
Actually, I carried one of them.
Yep.
Thank you. They were very good. I overpacked. I acknowledge that, but I was just thinking like all this stuff that like I just go, oh, that I can't do it. Like I can't open jars very well because I just don't. I have little hands and I don't have good grip strength.
But is that a woman thing or you were just born little thing? Because like D's like Paul Bunyan. So
Yeah, well, seriously, like, what if you were a man, but you're still like the same height and everything? Like,
Well,
I
that's
don't,
why I said I'm going to assume I would be like the Rock size.
because I don't need to be taller. Like, I'm fine.
You might be shorter.
And like
than
when I can't open the jar of pickles, I call Dee and she comes up to them for me.
he just breaks the jar. He just smashes it.
It's only when I can't get into the bottle of wine, I just break the top off.
There you go.
With your teeth.
Right, and then just drink out of it. Glass be damned.
Then you just
whatever.
pour it through a strainer to make sure there's no glass there.
But no, I was just thinking of all the different, like Drew. Shaved head, love it, but
You want
I
that?
could not pull that off.
Why not?
Lots
I
of
don't
women
even know if I
shaved their head.
told them
Sinead,
Yeah, give it a try.
O'Connor famously had a shaved head.
That's right.
Well, okay, but yes,
Demi
again,
Moore.
not many people can do that, but guys can.
Mm-hmm.
No, like if I had my head shaved, my head is a very odd shape. It does not look good shaped. So just
Okay,
because you're a
fair.
guy does not mean you can just automatically shave your head.
Yeah, I think I'd rather see you in those wigs again than have you shave your head.
Nobody.
I was going to wear the wig today, but it would have been a perfect topic, right?
It would. You can put it on anytime. Switcheroo. Jesus, it looked like Jesus in the old.
It did look like Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And I got to look like Meatloaf or Mama June. So,
I like Meatloaf. Meatloaf was good.
Meatloaf is good, especially with how you guys can't control
Well, they
it.
go right
You're
here.
constantly you don't even know how to use your fingers to push it back. But I don't know. Dee, is there an advantage to you that you can think of?
I mean, I may be a little more aggressive if I were a man, but I'm basically built like one now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Aggressive.
You are absolutely gorgeous. That is.
It's not true.
I appreciate you guys, but I mean, no, seriously, I am tall. I'm bigger. I lift things sometimes. Like
She
I don't know,
lives
I'm
in.
just
Just because you pick your men up and toss them around like little rag dolls. But
like the only difference is I wouldn't have to shave my beard every day.
There you go. I wish I could find that TikTok that I was trying to
Sarah
send.
just lets her
Where,
mustache grow out. So.
I was even thinking that if I was a guy, I would totally do a Tom Selleck.
Oh,
I'd
nice.
totally have
Big
the
old
Tom
mustache.
Selleck or
Porn
a
stash.
Fu
Oh,
Manchu or something.
no.
I don't know. I would
Ron
mix it
Jeremy.
up. Yeah, I would mix it up all the time.
Then you look like the guy at the conference, the Ron Jeremy dude.
Oh my gosh.
He
Or
looks
you
so
could just
bad.
let a rat sleep in the back of your hair and
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
true,
brush
either
it.
Either way. No, but you guys have the facial hair to play around with. That's kind of fun. Women don't.
except we don't have various hair. We can't wear skirts, dresses,
Yeah.
blouses. Like our wardrobe is extremely
can wear
limited compared to a
blouses.
woman's.
Well, and you get what you get too. Like you don't, I mean, unless you're able to wear makeup and wear all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's like women have that advantage of they can look one way and then walk out looking a completely different way on every aspect, whether it's clothes, makeup, everything.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
all women. Like you see famous women like
Yep.
post pictures of themselves with no makeup, and you're like, oh, who the hell is that?
Men, for the most part, you get what you get, right?
That would be kind of nice. That would be very freeing to just walk out the door.
Yeah, right. It is what you get. So how would that be? Like you just get up and shower and in 2 seconds you're out the door.
Well, you're hoping you're blessed, I guess.
Yeah. Are we echoey?
You are all of a sudden.
So are you.
Oh, D. It's always D. He's got the
No.
echo.
It is always D, technically. D, it's always you who echo.
Echo.
I don't know.
I don't even hear the echo D, so it must be an old person thing.
Is that
I
better?
hear it.
Yes,
Oh, magic. Look at that.
it's D. We don't even have to look around. It's D. It's always D. Well, Chip, how about you? What would you? Okay, so skirts, but isn't that kind of shorts? Wait, would you enjoy wearing a skirt?
No, women have so many more wardrobe options than men.
Oh, that is kind of. Yeah, okay, I see your point. That's true.
Would you want to be like your same height as a woman, or would you want to be shorter, Chip?
That's a good question.
There's pros and cons to both.
Right.
So that's a
Is
good
there, though?
question.
I think coming from the three tall people, I would like to know what the pro is on being short.
You're little fun size.
Or
I can just
little
throw you on
like-
my back like a
Like
little
a
baby
pixie,
gorilla.
or pixie and like, petite women are very like, oh, come save me. Like, I need a man to take care of me. And like,
Right.
but like,
Oh, 'cause
when I
that's
think
who
of
I am.
Dee and like Shauna, they're like, oh, I don't need a man to take care of me. I'll kick your ass.
They pick their guys up and they move their guys. No. That's what I would think. Is it weird? I mean, I guess not weird. I mean,
And
it's
it's
got to
not
be.
that short women need that.
Yeah.
It's a role you can play to manipulate people.
There you go.
Which again, I don't, and I'm short. I act like I'm 9 feet tall. I think I'm 9 feet tall, actually.
You're one of those ankle biters.
She is kind of like a chihuahua now that you say that.
Chipping at you.
I prefer to think of it
Sometimes
as
she
a
starts
slug.
that little barking thing, and you're like,
I was seeing that. Oh, I got that thing in that mug in Hawaii that you're drinking out of, Dee.
Oh yeah, I needed the big one today.
Yeah, not that anyone cares, but that was a Hawaii mug. No, I think. I think that is an assumption for women. That's one of those things that if I was a
don't you
man,
need the big
would
one
just
every day?
victim, right? What?
She said she needed the big one today. I said, don't you need the big one every day?
D. She just goes,
Yeah.
just turns red. Nothing at all. Yeah, I don't know, because there is an assumption too that if you are tiny, that you are like the victim thing, right? You need help, and and that's why I get so upset when women play the victim like that, because then I go, well, that like I don't want to cry wolf when I actually need help. Then I want help, so I don't want to be the the wolf crier.
Right.
I think maybe I overthought
I
it.
think too, promotions. Let's just get to the controversial stuff. I think promotions, when men get it, we think a lot of times that they deserve it. When women get it, well, why did they get it? Is that still a thing? I think it's still a thing sometimes.
No, I think there's still that those
Well, obviously, you
stereotypes and
slept your
whatnot.
way to the top.
Right. That's an
Yeah.
assumption by women. It's never an assumption by men, though, usually. Right. Like for men, it's like, oh, way to go. Look at you, stud. But then, if that assumption is with a woman, it has a negative connotation.
No, I've never been called a stud.
Well, that's because you did slip your way to the top. And he's like, proud of it. Proud of it.
Wait, I'm thinking of the two people who are at the top. Who did I sleep with?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a rumor. There always is with me. I don't know. I just when I was thinking of it, I thought of, again, good point though. I would be taller. So I guess I built this image of if I was a man, what I would look like and what I would be like. That may not be the case, but this is our show. We can do whatever.
Yeah,
we
lots
want.
of men are short.
So
Yeah.
I thought I had average feet the other day, and I got in an argument about someone about it because I have size 12 feet, and I thought that was an average foot size for men. And the average foot size for men is actually like a 10 or a 10 and a half.
No, it's not. That's
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Well, I'm
if
an
if
11 in
Google it,
men's.
the average foot size.
He's like, hold on a second.
Oh,
She wears an 11 men's.
she has to go to the outlet.
yeah.
If it helps, Steve, my grandmother wears a 12.
Oh, that does help actually. That makes me feel better.
I don't know. As I got older, I was like a 6.5 or a 7, and now I'm
But
like
Sarah
a 7.5
wears a
or an
children's
8.
and children's size 4. So
I know she's always walking around in the sneakers that light up.
So you can find me when I run. It keeps me away from the bears,
We put her in one of those harnesses with a
run?
leash.
right? Right. No, I don't.
where are you running to? Was that cake or
I
like,
strolled. I was strolling. No, I'm not running. No. But I
You might be
guess.
able to run as a man, Sarah.
Oh,
You might not
that's
have
true.
the features you could run that way,
That's true, because I'm not a runner. I'm not
You
built
wouldn't
to run.
get black eyes when you're running.
Yep, not built. But well, I could still wear wigs. I was gonna say I would miss all the fun. Like that, I think that's one thing I would miss is all of the dress up stuff that we get to do as girls, like shoes and jewelry and makeup and hair and accessorizing. And that is true. If you guys accessorize, you have like a scarf option, maybe a jacket, and
Scarf? No.
Shoes. Change
No.
up your shoes.
hey, now, Drew, I wear scarves.
I won't wear a scarf, no offense.
at all ever. Even
No.
when it's really cold.
No.
Oh, well, you have a big beard. Like, you just go like that, and then it keeps your neck.
No. No. I can't pull the scarf look off.
Oh, I thought they looked very nice, Chip. But I'm a scarf girl.
It's high
Although in
fashion.
that picture you took of me in the scarf the other day, I did look like the Godfather.
You
You got
you weren't really wearing it like that most of the day. I don't know why it was. And you were kind of
To
off
my
to the
defense,
side.
when you took the picture, the scarf is really large and is really heavy and warm, and I had gotten hot, so I did undo it and was not wearing it the way I normally do.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of draped, and then
Yeah.
when we're standing there, it's all the way down, and you were off to the side a little bit. I know, and I didn't take the photo; I was in the photo, but they should have been like, "Hey, take your scarf off or something," because you did look a little important.
important.
Yeah, he did. He looked a little important on the side there. So I don't know. What do you think would be the worst thing about being the opposite gender? I would love to write my name in the snow. I think that'd be interesting to not like have all of the
I wouldn't want to have a vagina.
like
Yeah.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
not having your periods and
There's
all
a lot
that
of
stuff.
issues there.
and I've delivered babies, not having babies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think all that stuff would be nice not to have. But
Yeah.
Did you envision it though? Or maybe I overthought it. Are you trying to like I'm trying to picture being the opposite sex, like fully being the opposite sex, like
Yes.
being an actual woman. Like so you don't not like a man in a woman's body thing, right?
no, like if you were
Like
the
if you
opposite,
if you picture yourself today and we say, hey,
you
we're gonna
just woke
switch.
up tomorrow, it's like some movie, right? You just woke up tomorrow and you're a woman.
That's what made me think of it. Yeah. I mean, so then I would
But
have
like
to
I'm
think,
still like I
but I'm
still
still
have
me,
me.
or I'm
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
So
so
I'd
that would
be
be really-
aware that things are different.
that'd
yes,
be
you
weird.
wake up
Okay.
and you're like, whoa, it's a movie thing, like what happened? And
Well,
you know,
obviously some
what would
exploring
be-
would have to happen then, yeah.
what would be an advantage for,
That's an
after
experience.
that's done? What would the advantage be of being a woman or a man in compared to what you like deal with right now? Like that's why I was like lifting heavy things, like really heavy things, not like I'm building on a chicken run, and so like these huge like timbers and stuff. I can't lift it by myself. But if I was a guy, I could. But I can't. So I was like, well, I could have done that, and I could reach stuff instead of like have to get a step stool. all
Get
the
a stool.
time.
We just need to get you one of those grabber things where you can reach up and
I have one of those in my
claw.
actually.
All right,
I do
mother.
in my closet because I put my purses on the shelf, and I don't want to get up and down the ladder all the time. So I just put that on and I hook it and pull it off. But to get it up, I have to step on the
To get it
I'm
up, you have to step
embarrassed
on a
for
stool.
you.
Well, I can't help it. The stuff goes all the way to the ceiling. But that's what I'm saying. So I would think height, but I would assume that I'm taller as a guy. So that's a good point. I also assume like business meetings and business stuff would be very different from being a guy and how I'm approached or how I'm talked to compared to being a girl. So
Gotcha.
let's put it this way: D, Drew, and I went out we had a late lunch yesterday and then dinner. Drew left, and no one paid for anything. D and I then went up to the bar, continued to talk, and someone bought us drinks.
Yeah, that doesn't happen on this side of the world.
So just saying, would that have happened if we all? I mean, do girls buy you guys drinks?
No.
Guys have bought me drinks.
So I'm just right. Like, I don't know. I get bought drinks a lot. I don't ask
Like you
for
don't
it.
have to pay.
We had some comments like, well, it would be so nice not to buy your drink. There's kind of sometimes an obligation, like it's awkward. And what do you say when someone does that? You're like, thank you. But then there's an obligation to talk to someone, or there's an obligation to potentially, right? Like, so
Right.
I don't know.
No, there's not.
Yeah, why would you think that?
If someone buys you drinks, you just say thank you.
Take 'em and
if
run.
you can acknowledge it at all, and then you go about whatever you were doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think it's weird. Like, I feel like you need
Like,
to
I
say
don't feel
thank
like
you.
I have
and
to
you
have
need
a conversation with the person who bought me a drink.
I think there's a difference between, hey, you two are sitting over there, I'm going to buy you a couple drinks, right? There's a couple different motives, maybe, versus I buy the drinks and I bring them to you. That's a different obligation.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a couple of motives for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, D.
I guess it's a way that kind of that assertiveness conversation we had before. I mean, are you the passive one
I
that
mean,
buys a lady at the end of the bar and you just sit at the end of the bar yourself, or do you bring it over to her? That's a whole different game.
it's definitely a way of flirting, but if you're
Sure.
not interested, you say thank you and you move on. Like,
Then
you
you
don't
know, yeah.
like humor them
and
for
then-
no reason.
You don't
Like
go
in
open
an-
tab.
On the safety side of things, like if somebody brought them over to me, I would be concerned about what might be in it instead of like him ordering and having the bartender give it to us.
You don't want to be roofied, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the day, but usually
Oh
no.
my gosh, I never even thought about
And
that.
it depends on what he looks like. So
Yeah.
I was
if
like,
it was
I
The
never
Rock, go ahead and roofie us.
Go ahead and roofie it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
The whole
depends
group
on what the
just
drink
roofie
is too.
everybody.
If it's just a beer, meh. But if he's ordering me an old fashioned, that's a good drink. I'll go for it.
I
There you
never
go,
even thought about that, Dee.
That's a Mexico.
About where it comes from. Like if someone brings it and hands it to you
But
versus
you, because you're so safety aware, I'm just shocked
Right.
you never thought of that.
I
That's how the white van got in the neighborhood.
right. I've never been
Roofied a couple people?
roofied, obviously, but I don't well, obviously. I don't know. Huh. See, and if you're a guy, that doesn't happen. I think girls buy guys drinks though.
Rare.
Pretty rare, but I mean, I've been
Pretty
in
rare.
gay bars and had guys buy me drinks. But again, I don't feel, unless I'm attracted to them or want to
Right,
have a
obligated.
conversation, I don't feel an obligation to. Like, you bought me a drink. You were taking the risk when you bought that drink that I may or may not have a positive reaction to it, and that's on you.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. I think we open doors for each other equally. We don't. No, I do. I hold the door open.
And let's be honest, if someone's buying you a drink and they don't know you, they're kind of making a desperate play to begin with. Like,
It's just fishing. We're just throwing it out there.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
something,
it's literally like throwing a fishing line in the water, going, "Oh, let's see if it bites."
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
because otherwise they'd have the balls to actually walk up and talk to you.
That's my point. Yeah, bring the drink to you. Yep. See?
What, see,
Strategy.
okay, so that's another
Strategy.
thing you guys kind of get the thing on. You're the ones that have to do all of the approaching usually in dating worlds.
So go that way with us, and you are you today, but you're in a different body. Did you go there? Like, like for me, if I'm a woman, I'm not going to a man right now, even if I have a female body. I'll just put it that way. I'd be about the women.
Oh,
Look
I
at
see
the
what you're
puzzling.
saying.
Look
Well,
at the puzzling.
yeah,
Puzzling.
no, I wasn't going there. I was more just on the fact that
Well, like
how
dating or
things
whatever
can
it
be
is, right?
very
Say you were
different.
stuck in this body for a while, right? I guess that's what you're playing.
Well, no, I was
You
just
have
playing
to.
like you're stuck. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, yeah, because I don't think you can change that. I mean, whoever you're attracted to is who you're attracted to. But I was just more on the line of how different would your day-to-day stuff be? Like
That'd be
for-
very
like, I
different.
would
That's
just
kind of
think
where
you're ready in 5 minutes.
that's where I was going with it. So I mean, if I'm in a bar and all of a sudden I'm in a female's body and I get drinks sent my way, right? It's a whole different. I'm like Chip. I'm like, hey, thanks, and I'm paying
Yeah.
attention,
True.
because I think that'd be a realistic thing that maybe Chip and I'd have to deal with. It'd be more in our face than we were ever used to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of go to the, Chris Rock has a funny thing about this one where it's just like how women, it's just thrown at you like all day, whatever it is, right? Just the constant man is in your face, so to speak. And for men, it's not generally that way, So it'd be an interesting, when I was thinking about it, it'd be an interesting how you handle yourself towards that aggressive, maybe an aggressive nature from men, as you guys are probably so used to it, you don't know what happens. Like we were talking yesterday, you two, all of a sudden I leave and you guys go to the bar and all of a sudden now you're getting drinks thrown at your direction, right? I mean, that's
Well,
not
I mean, it wasn't like that, but yeah, I know it. Yeah.
but that's maybe a normal or a less or a more common thing, I guess I would say, than the other way.
Movies make it seem like women want to see what it feels like to have a penis. Is that true?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I think everyone wants to understand, like,
Because I have zero desire to know what it feels like to have a vagina.
it's not that as much as understanding how, like, just men and women are very different in our thought process too.
Yeah.
I think, right? Like, I think men are not, I'm trying to find the right word, not generally, men are not stupid, they're simple, meaning they're much more easy to please than I think women are. I think women are very complex in our head and our thoughts, and everything is all tied in. And I think men have very straightforward, simple needs. And I think you ask like a man, like, what are you thinking? And they're like, nothing.
There's that great movie with Mel Gibson where he's like, I think it's What Women Want, right? I was thinking about that this morning. Like if guys knew telepathically what you were thinking in your head, Like I was
Yeah.
thinking about yesterday, think about our conversation, just that simple conversation about training yesterday we brought up, whether it's fitness or whatever you're trying to learn into. Knowing what that person is actually thinking could change that direction, that whole interaction, right? And so I think
Yeah.
that movie was fantastic to point out the, he was, completely one way, but then started to understand the other way just based on the complexity of women, I guess I would say. Or our world's pretty simple for the most part.
What I think, and I'm, again, this is generalizing, right? Because then I think, sometimes I think more like a guy than a typical girl, but then like a typical guy, I go, no, I don't think like you guys at all. Like, right. So there's it's a spectrum because I'm not like super girly in my thought process, but then I think, oh, I'm just like I think like a dude in a woman's body. Like that's how I think. And then, conversations happen and I go, nope, not quite that dude. Like, I mean, I'm more somewhere over here because I'm just not that simple. Right. But I'm also not on this other side. So I don't know. But I don't, simple is not I don't mean it to be demeaning. That's not what I mean. I think it's just, like a guy literally can say, I'm not thinking about anything. Would you agree, Drew, that you can literally, if someone says, what are you thinking? You just be like, I wasn't thinking about anything. I have never not been thinking about something ever.
Yeah. Or it's nothing.
I don't know if that's
significant.
even accurate. I think maybe men just don't share it, and that's their answer because literally it's impossible to not think about nothing. Because even if you're thinking about nothing, you're thinking about nothing.
I was saying something.
Well, that's what I said, but guys go, no, we just, I mean,
significant.
sometimes we're just.
Well, you might be daydreaming or thinking, but it's not significant in that moment in time.
Yeah, it's usually.
I think that's more of what it is. Like I could be thinking about one thing and you assume I'm thinking about another, that I got to have some big answer to it, where it could have been as simple as, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow kind of thing. That's not what it was. Well, what do you mean tomorrow? I don't know. I was just thinking about tomorrow, like where it's more in depth and in detail for women, I would say.
I think ours gets all tangled sometimes. I think
we're thinking things we don't want to share them because it opens a can of worms.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh, I can't say that. Her ass looks big in those jeans. Like
the classic trap. Yeah, exactly. I look big in these jeans.
Trap.
Nope.
It's a trap. Well, that's true on both sides. It's not like girls can say everything we think either. Or anyone can say anything. I mean, you can't just say exactly what you're thinking.
No, that's not true. Because, like, if you're going out to dinner, your husband comes down in a jean and t-shirt, you're like, "Are you wearing that to dinner?"
Exactly, that's an answer. Yeah.
See, I would never say that, though. I don't think I'd ever like whatever you want to.
Most women would, depending on the situation,
the surroundings.
Like, they would comment on men's outfits or whatever. So.
Oh, see, I think I give compliments on it, but I don't think I would ever be like, "You're wearing that." Like.
I think the difference
is, if Todd came down in a white t-shirt that had like 3 holes in it, you were going out to breakfast, you wouldn't say something?
Well, it would never happen. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, maybe, but I think it's more with kids, if that makes sense.
Like, it wouldn't happen in your relationship, but let's assume you're with someone different.
Oh, well.
I mean, not all men are like, some men just literally roll out of bed, throw whatever's on the floor on, and like leave the house. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like
so do some women. Have you seen some of the women at the grocery store and out places right now?
I'm just trying to relate it to you.
Oh, I'm just saying. I think someone's like, "Do you have a mirror? Did you actually look at how you are?"
And like, didn't brush their teeth, didn't brush their hair. Like, you wouldn't say something.
Well, yes, if I was like, I'd say it to you if that was the case. But I guess the people I'm around, I don't have to say.
So that's what I'm saying. You're like, oh, women don't say those things, but I'm like, oh, I think women are actually more critical of men than I think what you are saying here.
Okay, well, that's fair. But you'll tell me if I wear something and you don't like it.
I think it would be interesting. Do you think that's more of a...
Tell me.
Maybe I'm going with you on this direction. Like, it's more of we're a reflection of you versus the other way around, right? So, like, kind of Chip's comment. If I come downstairs and we're going to dinner, I take it as, this could be just me, I could be way wrong, that women are more concerned about how I look in your light, like going out to wherever versus me. And I don't look at women that way. So if we go out, I'm not going like, if she wears this or that, then it's going to reflect on me, right? It's a different.
Yeah, because a lot of men could be out building a barn and then be like, okay, let's go to dinner. And the woman's like, do you want to shower? Do you want to change those dirty clothes you're wearing? Like,
yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I think that might be situational too to wear, or I don't know. Because I don't feel like we match. I mean, Drew, to your point, well, I don't know, maybe. I don't feel like it's like, oh, you're wearing black, I'm going to wear black, or you're wearing jeans and I have to go put on jeans. But I do think there's a level of like, if you're going with someone, it doesn't even have to be like a romantic relationship, right? Even a work situation. You go, well, what are you wearing so that you're dressed somewhat within the same realm, right? Like, I'm not going to show up in a ball gown and Dee shows up in jeans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would say that to a man.
Exactly.
Most men would not say that to a woman. Most men would be like, "Okay, we're going to dinner. Like, I don't care what you're wearing. Like, you can be in your pajamas. Like, I know."
Yeah, I never do that.
All right.
It's always the other direction. Like, what are you wearing? I'm wearing jeans and a shirt. Oh my God, you look so nice now. It's jeans and a shirt. Like, I'm not, like whatever. I didn't even think about it. It's like, okay.
Well, okay, could be.
But most men wouldn't come down and like you're going to dinner and go, "Are you wearing that?"
Exactly. Yeah, that's the trap.
That's a trap. Well, it is definitely a delicate subject.
That means you're sleeping on the couch for a while.
I agree. I think it would be a huge transition. I mean, let's just say it even lasted like a week or a couple days. It's not a permanent thing.
No,
it's just a couple days. But I just think that would be just fascinating. I mean, I know they've done a bunch of movies on it, but still, like, just to think about how different your world would be for just that little bit. Like, Drew, to your point, like, you're in your head, right? Like, for the stuff, Dee, at the bar or whatever, being single, or somebody's like, whatever. I think that might be weird. I think we might be a little shocked.
I think it'd be every second of your day. Think about everything from you getting up in the morning, how you get up in the morning, get ready right now, compared to if you're me, totally different. Then I'd have to
shaving's a whole
holy shit. I mean, just that wig. Like, I can only imagine. Like, oh my God, I woke up with what on my head, and I got to figure out how to dry it, comb it, style it, whatever. I would be in there for days, just trying to get out of the house.
5 minutes late, and you guys give me snot for 5 minutes. But
that's because you underestimate
I don't think you've ever been 5 minutes late to anything. First of all, let's multiply that times like 6.
Oh, it is not. Okay, well, yeah, but it's not. I get distracted in the morning. That's more my thing, honestly. It doesn't.
And you make fun of me because I say in the mornings, like, I like to get up, have like a cup of tea or some coffee, like read the newspaper, like poke around the house like an old man. And you're like, well, why can't you just get ready right away? But you I don't get distracted.
I do, but I'm always getting ready while I'm distracted. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put a face mask on. And then, it's supposed to be on for 20 minutes. And so then I'm like, doing something else, cleaning, doing something. Then, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I'm late now. Like, I just don't balance time well, I feel like.
I wouldn't even know what that is. Like, that's something I'm just thinking about, like, every second, like, we take for granted. Like, think about waking up and going through all of that, and you don't know what to, like, how would you go into my closet and pick clothes out? You know what I mean? Just think about that, right? How would you go into...
First of all, shoes wouldn't be a problem because you only have probably 5 pairs of shoes. Chip, is different. Yeah. Do you? Okay. Most men don't have very many shoes.
Drew's shoe game is on point. He rivals me. So,
I don't know.
Even at the conference the other day, Drew was wearing nice shoes.
That's right.
I see. I don't know. I think that would be like I don't. I mean, I don't know your closet, but I'm assuming like it's not like my closet. So I
have like
selection choice would be kind of like.
I have
all right, we're good.
I have a quarter to maybe a little bit more than a quarter to the whole other side of the other. You know what I mean? In the closet. Yeah. So
because guys just don't generally have that many different clothes, and it's summer, so it's not like, again, you're not accessorizing. So yeah, I think it'd be really fast. I don't know. I think it's
even more difficult in the summer because at least in the winter, like for most guys, like Drew wouldn't, but like you can wear sweaters and stuff like that. But in the summertime, you're kind of down to like
t-shirts,
polos or t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I think from getting ready to even how you are interacting with someone, right? Is there an expectation? Like, I hold the door, but I was thinking about that. I don't care if it's a woman or a man. I'll hold the door for him. But is there an expectation on you guys, men, that you're supposed to hold the door?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hold the door? I've seen you do it. I mean, we all do it for each other. It's whoever gets to the door first. It's not a...
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's a politeness thing. And I think if you look at different generations, not everyone thinks that way.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is definitely a generational thought.
What happened to me yesterday? We were walking out of the restaurant. I had an elderly couple behind me that he was having to walk her because she had her walker. And so I'm opening literally this door and then trying to reach for the other door in that foyer. and a woman comes through and thank you, like through, and I'm like, did you not see the elderly couple that I'm holding the door for? It
Yeah,
wasn't
why don't you grab that other
Yeah, I'm
door?
like, can you grab the other
Yeah.
door? Like, okay.
Well, even
whatever.
walking in, you held the door for me, but then the next door, I didn't hold it for you. I mean, held
I
it
know.
open, but
We're gonna have to talk about that later. No, well, and partly, yeah, I guess it is a generational thing. Maybe how I grew up, because I grew up around.
I think it's even a regional thing. When I first moved to Colorado and would open a door for somebody, like they would look at me like I had three heads.
Yeah.
Why are you holding the door open for me? Like, what's going on here? Just go inside.
I also think too, I don't look
Because you're
threatening.
Southern.
Yeah,
I
to me, it comes across like I have Southern manners, and so.
Yes.
I think it's very polite. The other thing I was thinking is threatening. Like and maybe it's a topic for another day, but I don't think I look threatening. So I think probably, like, I've never thought about, if I'm walking down the street, would someone stop and cross the other side of the street, or would someone look at me? And like we were talking about stranger danger, and I don't have a lot of that, but for people who do, if I was a guy, would they look at me and be afraid of me just because I'm a guy? That would be really weird, because I think, I don't get that approach now. I get a lot of smiles. It's no one's like,
I think it depends on the guy. So like, I don't
Yeah.
think people
agree.
like would cross the street to get away from like me or Drew.
I don't think so. I think it's the way anybody carries themselves or postures themselves. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell by, I've seen women that are equally as intimidating as men just based on the way they're presenting, right? And confidence or different things.
Like if you look like Throw Mama from the train, like I'd cross the street. Like,
if I were ever a guy, hopefully my resting bitch face goes away, because that is annoying.
I think I have that
Just
too,
smile.
though.
I don't think you have RBFD.
I don't think so.
So maybe it's because I know you, but
I think everyone does to a certain extent, right? Because your face is settled, and so when it's settled, you're
I
not.
can give you
like
some
that.
really good examples of people who have RBF, and you'd be like, "Yep, I don't look anything like that."
Yeah, I think I don't know. I thought it was a very interesting thought, because I think we take for granted, and we don't often put ourselves in the shoes of someone else and say, it might be very challenging in certain things. And then we're like, well, why is she like that? Or why is he like that? Well, I don't know. It'd be certainly eye-opening.
Well, I guarantee I'm ripping clothes. I mean, I just think about that aspect too. Wearing clothes that you wear. I mean, I wouldn't know how to wear them. I'd take a wrong stride or step up into a car, and I mean, you just see everything all the way through, right?
All the time.
Well, and okay, so here's another thing
world.
I thought of, and I totally forgot. When we were at the conference, the two of them have very long legs and walk very fast, and I'm short, so I have to take 3 steps for every step they take.
Right.
Yet I'm keeping up. If I'm in heels, I can't walk. I had heels.
I'd be down.
Yeah, I would be like, I need to walk slower, and I have to be careful about where I step, especially if they're spikes, because if I hit a rock or whatever. And so I think that's fascinating too, is how many times like guys just go, and you're like, all right, I'll just walk back here by myself looking like a total dork while you just take off and at a speed of Mach 20. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Or that
but
great
so what
thing.
Drew
Like,
was saying, like you wear very tight clothes, and like
Yep.
Drew and I would never wear a shirt that like hugs our chest the way women do.
Yeah, I'd be
Right.
putting baggy clothes on. I'd make a mistake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to wear it.
If I put on just because of my shape, if I put on baggy clothes, I would look like an Oompa Loompa.
You have a pair of gray sweatpants that we should discuss.
Uh-oh.
Okay, those are not at home when we're watching movies, gray sweatpants. Leave those alone. I love those. They have ribbon on the side, but they're like
The crotch hangs down to your knees.
it's bad. They're like a large.
You
and
could put on a pair of Depends under them.
they're so bad, but they're so comfy. I love those pants. So I know they have no butt whatsoever, but yeah, no, I think, but that's the thing, right? Men, you don't always have that choice and in your body style, but you still pick clothes according to your body style.
Of course.
If I wore an extra large, just like sweatshirt, I just look like I'm completely round everywhere, because I don't get I have hips and I have broad shoulders and a big chest. And so it just looks like a round mass instead of it doesn't curve.
Thank you. Is that what I look like?
No, I'm saying me. That's what
I
that
know,
was my
and I have
point,
a
not
big
you.
chest and round and broad shoulders.
No, because you're supposed to as a guy, but girls aren't supposed to. Or we think we're not supposed to, right? We're supposed to be curvy, but only so curvy. And we're supposed to be, so it's very challenging. Oh, we get judged for that too all the time, right, Dee? I mean, tell me, you put a little skinny girl in a tank top and she has no chest at all, and it's totally fine. She could walk around in a sports bra and those little boy shorts.
Oh yeah, and that's acceptable.
No one
yeah.
would say a thing. I put on the exact same thing, and some woman is like, "Oh my God, how terrible!" What? It's the same thing.
Chip and I were having that. I leaned over to Chip at
Judgment.
where we were at over the weekend, right? And we were in a location. And I was like, why do women wear what they shouldn't wear? Right? It's one of those things where, to your point, like I think you have it's very rare you see a guy wear something, maybe it's my assessment, but they really shouldn't be wearing, right? Where women, I think to your point right there, you see they're trying to maybe in their mind get with that smaller look or whatever feature look, and they wear clothes that are just not flattering. But it is what it happens. Like to your point, the judgment.
I don't
agree with you,
understand
Drew.
that
I don't
because
look at a
to
lot of
me-
men and go, "Why is he wearing that?" But like,
Yeah.
I made a comment to Sarah, and I don't know if it's about the same person you and I were talking about, Drew. But like, the girl was wearing like a clubbing dress, and it was the middle of the day at a conference, and I was like, "Is she going out to the bar?" Like,
Yep. And it wasn't a flattering look, right? It was
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like you can't pull off that. Like to your comment right there, you can't pull off that look. Like what are you trying to compete with?
Well, I don't think
most
it's
people wouldn't look
but
at men
I
and
think-
say that same thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a judgment
Right.
thing because you could have 4 men with a polo on, and depending upon the material of the polo, it's going to be more form fitting, right?
Sure.
It's a softer polo, so it's going to show shoulders, it's going to show your pecs, and you put 4 men there, and one might look really good in it, and one may not look so good in it, but no one's like, how dare you wear that polo like that? Like
Right.
we all have different body styles, and yet women, I think there's so much judgment on if you have boobs, you should cover those up. Well, so if you're an A cup, you get to wear whatever you want, and if you're not, then I'm supposed to wear a muumuu or something. I mean, I just don't. I think there's so much judgment, but men, it's totally different. If you have big muscles or you have no muscles, you can wear the same shirts, and nobody makes that judgment at all. And
Yeah.
I don't think men always see it because women are so judgmental to each other that we're the ones that get the looks from other women.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we get looks from men, but that's kind of typical. I don't think that's ever. We
That's
just
what I mean
ignore
by
it, look
it's
at it.
kinda
but
like
women are
competition.
mean.
It's competing, I guess is what I'm getting at. Like I mean, it's like
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
I guess maybe I'm taking it to extreme. Like if I'm seeing a woman in a magazine, whatever, sports bra, booty shorts, whatever, that doesn't fit every woman, right? So why try to hang in that arena?
Well,
But yet some try to
correct.
hang in that arena, right? And then it's like you're upset because I had a judgment, or you have a judgment of that woman wearing something that really you shouldn't wear.
But then I go, you shouldn't wear, or it just isn't as flattering, and it's her choice.
And that's
Choice.
Then I don't know if you saw Erica's comment, but yeah, she said that too. Why does it have to be flattering? Sometimes girls just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Could be.
I totally agree with you, Erica, but
Yeah.
I will say sometimes I see the outfits and I'm like, is that really comfortable? I'm like, that doesn't look comfortable.
It doesn't look comfortable.
If
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was
or
ever in a tube top, like I don't think that would be
Yeah.
comfortable. Like
Right.
because I think you'd constantly be pulling it up and like just
Well, like take swimsuits, right? It's summertime, right? So you take all that stuff right now. So if you're wearing a bikini, there are some bodies, let's take women that they look really good in a bikini, right? They're physically fit, they look great in a bikini. Someone else may not. Who gives a crap? If they want to wear it, what difference does it make? Now, I get there's judgment and all of that, but I'm just saying, I feel like for women, the judgment women have on other women is like brutal compared to the judgment men have on other men.
Correct.
If 6 guys are wearing board shorts and they're out, how many choices do you have? A Speedo and swim trunks. Or
Yeah.
I guess you're going nude, or that elephant thing, Chip, you sent. That's an
So
option.
you're not, guys aren't pulling that off, right?
No,
I mean,
I don't think
will
anyone
say
should be wearing
it
that.
also
But
depends on the person's attitude because you and I were talking about this the other day. So, like, I love Lizzo, and she's she's overweight, but she's extraordinarily outspoken about being body positive, and
Yep.
I can see her in anything, and I'm like, she's absolutely gorgeous. But then you see another woman who might be the same shape, who has a different attitude, and then the thought that you have is completely different because
Well,
she is very outspoken
Yeah.
and very body positive about herself.
And I
it's
guess
what you like and what you want to pull off, right? Like, do you want to pull it off or don't you? Are you going to try or not try? I mean, I think, again, men are the same thing in pants you guys wear. There's the pleated, and then there's the flat
No.
front pants.
Men should never wear pleated pants. It is not 1970.
Well, they're saying right now we have a lot of men that wear pleated pants. We saw them
No,
at the
pleated
conference.
pants went out years and
Years
years and
ago.
years ago.
But I don't think you'd see another man if they walked by go, oh, conference. Lead it.
Oh,
Me,
that is not
right?
true because I
Right.
think we both know that. Like, I'll notice and go, he's wearing dad jeans.
Well, that is true, but
I'm so ignorant to the fashion changes. Like I was still wearing cargo shorts, right? Just this year at practice, and the kids, I mean, they were all over me about who the hell wears cargo shorts. Like those were so
Yeah, like,
like,
cargo shorts were a huge thing for
what do you
years, and
mean?
then all of a
Like, they're
sudden, like overnight, like people were like,
overnight.
no one wears cargo shorts.
it was not
Yeah.
overnight, kids.
Yeah.
It was not overnight. It's
Well, and
been
to Erica's point, I can see it. I mean, they're comfortable as hell. I wear those because they fit and they're comfortable and they have
they have
pockets.
lots
And
of
you have
pockets and
Yeah,
things.
pockets. You know,
And when you're in occupations like Drew and I, like, you need pockets and things like
You
that.
need
We don't carry
pockets.
purses. Like,
Yeah.
Pockets would
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah, you can have pockets, but cargo shorts are not it. Neither are jean shorts. Just FYI.
those are
jean
coming
shorts
back.
are hideous.
See, that's what I mean. That's the fashion is coming back. The jean shorts are there. The
I
jorts
don't
are
think
there.
it is. Erica, you got to weigh in. Do you
Yeah.
think
No,
jean shorts are
Drew
coming
is
back?
right. Just over the weekend, I was on.
Yep.
I got an advertisement from American Eagle, and
Yep.
they had multiple pairs of jean shorts for guys. And I will say a pair of them was cute, but I would not look cute in them.
Let's say no. You guys know I've been watching the Tom Selleck Magnum PI from like beginning through the whatever I taped him. Those shorts back in the day are so short
Yeah.
compared to what you guys wear now. Literally,
They're
there is
coming
like it's like your waist and crotch and short. Like there is, you bend over and butt cheeks are coming out. They are so short.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good with
but
like maybe
I
like a
vote we
3-inch
bring that
look.
back for men.
I agree.
I think Drew's like, no. I think we should bring that. Well,
Actually,
but
my
girls-
my swim trunks are short. I wear they're more of the silk, like the silky kind of. They're smaller. They're not board shorts because board shorts are not even in anymore either. Apparently,
No,
So,
not down to your knees. Those are No, but I was just like they are
I
so
thought Drew
short.
would be in a mankini.
no, I haven't got quite that brave yet.
See, we won't make judgments. No, men might make a judgment on that one. They might. So what you're saying is the boys actually made fun of your cargo shorts.
Oh yeah, because they're. I mean, they were.
Okay.
They are pretty. I mean, they are old board shorts, or I mean, cargo shorts. But yeah, they're wearing now. Everything is tighter and smaller. So I mean,
Yeah.
this is the fashion. Like in high school right now, the trend is like they're joking around how much of their thigh they're showing. So like they're like, okay, well, 3 inches is okay, 6 is not okay. Like they're trying to find that balance in between the shorts and how much thigh they're showing.
For a guy.
But oh yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's all about like now I have no pockets. I
But
have
again,
a
I
pair of
think
them
it's
on right now.
generational. Like
Yeah.
this generation, like the kids today are very much, and especially guys, more aware of their fashion than let's say someone in their 60s.
Yes.
Point. Yeah, Erica says jean shorts are in, but they shouldn't be. I don't even understand that. They should. And the long
It's
jean
like
shorts.
jean shorts to me are
Joint
like
shorts
overall.
came back. Yeah.
What? Okay, but even if they're short jean shorts, which I don't understand.
No,
but,
these are a little longer.
okay,
but,
for
yeah.
girls, I get it.
No.
But the long jean shorts that men that go to your knee, are you
Yep.
really going to be that hot with this much extra material? Is that going to? It's like the sleeveless shirts. Can I say, please don't ever wear those? It's like a t-shirt, but they cut the sleeve off. What are those? Is
Just
this
tore the
much
sleeve off?
material?
They're called
just
muscle
too much?
tees,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, is
Well, it's
this
not a
much
tank top.
material
It's just
yeah, it's not
No.
a tank top; it's a muscle tee.
Yeah.
I wear those
Those are
around
the
the
worst
house.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
would
they're
never
so
go out
long.
in public in one.
Well, they're like my gray sweatpants you don't like. I don't go out in public in those gray sweatpants. But
I'm gonna bring
wear
back.
them.
I'm gonna bring back the
I
80s
think that's
cut.
because
Remember
someone
the
would
80s
never
cut
allow
where
you
it
to go
way
out in
down?
public in those.
The
Those
80s
are
cut. You had like the
terrible.
seam and then
The
the seam.
tank, and it was like you're just
It was all
wearing
the way
like
down.
a
Yeah. You're just wearing a shirt.
sash. There's not even. It's like chip scarf.
Yeah.
Just drape that around,
Couple
and that's your
pieces and-
shirt.
Yeah.
I know plenty of guys that's like all they wear. I mean, we're
Yeah.
usually at the gym or whatever, but just
Yeah,
out
we
and
could have
about
a
running
gym
errands.
attire
It's
conversation.
Yeah.
so open everywhere. Then I go, why are you even wearing a shirt? What do you cover? Like, what is the point?
They got to show
can
off the
You have to wear a
muscles.
shirt. You have to wear a shirt. Yeah.
But I think it depends on where you're at. Because to Drew's point the other day when we were talking, like you see things like, for instance, in gay bars that you wouldn't see in straight bars and things like that. Like
Well, sure.
most straight bars, like they have rules that says you have to have a shirt on at all times. If you go to a gay bar and have a shirt on, you're standing out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, especially as the night goes on. In the beginning, not so much, but as the night goes on, I think there's appropriate attire too. So, like what you were saying about the girl in the conference that was wearing the clubbing outfit, it's not what she was wearing, right or wrong. It was the timing of what she was wearing.
Yeah, I mean, the outfit would have been fine had we been going to the bar. But in the middle of the day, you're like, that's a weird outfit. Are you like a working girl or?
So, Dee, maybe what we learned today is that there's judgment on both sides, and it's not anymore. I don't know. I just always feel like guys are like they don't really care. 'Cause
I
you
would
see
have
the
an
comments,
OnlyFans so I could pay off all my debt. Just saying that if I was a female.
but
You can do that as a guy.
You
Right,
can't do it
that's
as a
like a
guy.
couple
Lots of guys have
standard.
OnlyFans and make a lot of money.
No
Yeah.
way. Not buying it.
3 of the top 10 OnlyFans
I-
earners, if you Google it, are men.
I'm Googling right now.
What I have
And they're not
understood,
even attractive men. So you might make a lot of money, Drew.
No.
what I have understood from like a lot of social media is that men get harassed almost more than women now on social
Harassed?
media by women, especially like if they're single. But
You know, I do see that a lot on like TikTok and stuff. Like women will they are aggressive.
they're awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Not-
said you weren't going to talk about D like that, Sarah.
It's just me.
Right.
Different profiles.
I don't. I just think there's so many, and there's spectrum, so I get it. But still, like, I just think, like, even that statement, which was perfect, Drew, is, if I was a woman, I'd do that. Well, then do it as a guy. Oh, no. I mean, well,
I'm Googling right now.
I will say occasionally, and I don't know if you guys know him. His name's Jonathan Van Ness. He's on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yes.
He is non-binary, so take it for what it's worth. I don't understand it, but he wears like dresses and skirts and things like that, and looks really good in them. And I think, oh, that looks really comfortable. Like that'd be really freeing. But I could never pull it off.
see, I'm going to disagree with you, and I don't know how Dee feels about this. And Erica, if you're still on, please comment in. I think guys think skirts and dresses are like so freeing and wonderful.
They're so
But
annoying.
you have to sit a certain way. You have
There's
to
the
always
chub
be
rub,
worried
there's-
about, and then their underwear lines and all kinds of stuff that you have to take into account with skirts and
It's like
dresses
a
that you
kilt.
don't with pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's not.
He
what
doesn't
you
wear
think it is.
form-fitting things. He wears looser things. Like there's a
Okay,
company called
but-
Caftco that makes like caftans and stuff like that, which is basically a muumuu for men and stuff like that. And you wouldn't have to worry about those kind of things in that.
Yeah, but I can't wear that in public. Like, don't get me wrong. I wear my muumuu at home, but like nobody wants to see me in a tent out and about.
Tense.
Like I
I
already.
look like I wear a tarp everywhere I go, so I don't know
Yeah.
what you're saying. So.
Do not. Well, I think it's funny that what I thought we were going to be talking about is more like political things or job advancement or like equal pay and we went down to like fashion and
Clothes.
yeah, right. Like getting ready in the morning and all of the other, like, I don't know. So I will admit, like some of the stuff that you guys go into the bathroom for 4 hours just to be gross for 5 minutes, women do not do. You never see a woman going, I'm going to be gone for like 15 minutes. And most men's feet, you guys need to get pedicures. I don't get that either.
I know a lot of guys who get pedicures. A lot of straight guys, I should say.
Yeah,
So
feet are
I
gross.
think it's more common than we probably realize.
Feet are gross and hairy armpits.
I
That you
think
guys
there's
walk
something
around.
about
I
being in
have
the
no idea
bathroom,
how
just
that works.
having that alone time to yourself that is
Yep.
because even
My
when I
time
was
to
a
get
kid,
free.
like,
Oh.
my dad and brothers and them would buy like car magazines and stuff, and that's what they'd read in the bathroom, and it was just alone time to be away from people.
Yep.
Yeah, there are other
Well, you
places you
find
can
it-
be alone.
Yes, exactly.
Where? You
Go to
get
your
harassed.
bedroom.
You get harassed. No.
Nope, I'm sorry. If you are like in the bedroom or something, and like there's a honeydew list or something like that, like they're in there on top of you, and
Mhm.
the one place they're not going to bother you is in the bathroom.
Well,
Yep.
that's true. I would. You know me. I'll knock on the door and be like, "Hey, can we keep talking? We have stuff to do." But I don't know.
But most women wouldn't, I should say. So
That's
not all
that's
women.
not a part I'd like to be a man for. But anyway, I don't know. Interesting topic because I thought it was going to get super controversial and pretty heated, and then we just talked about fashion mostly, which is fine. I love fashion, but I thought it was going to be much more deep about, do you get advancements more as a man than a woman, and do you feel like you have to fight harder for pay? Do you feel like there's a different expectation because women are mothers so that they like if their kid's sick versus a man if my kid's sick or stuff like that? I don't know. We didn't go that deep apparently.
We
That's
could
what
get
you
really
said.
deep because like women tend to be more or are perceived more passive aggressive. I think most women are more passive aggressive and all those other things. And there are plenty of men that think women just use their bodies and whatnot to get what they want, like the OnlyFans and or the manipulate
there's anything wrong
sugar
with it.
daddies and all that.
I'm just paying off debt. Yeah.
You're paying off debt. It's
Yeah,
all about the debt. It's
there's
all
nothing
about
wrong with
the
that.
school loans.
You be
Pay
debt
off
free
the
and
school loans.
get me a mansion. I'll be cool, ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we will see you tomorrow, and maybe we'll get a little deeper tomorrow because we were pretty light today. So, but 7:30, play us in the background while you're getting ready. And Keith, nice to see you. I think we had a lot of late joiners today, but we did have a lot of comments on the thing, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time.